A lot of these items that we're showing you, they're not only going to use them all the time, they're going to potentially save you a lot of money in other issues that could arise. A lot of times the smell. We go to some campgrounds, sometimes it has a strange smell to it.
That can be nasty.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
We use every single trip. This is also going to save your marriage. It's a cold day outside today, but we're out camping and we wanted to make this video for you, which I think is really important. It might surprise you a little bit.
Spring is right around the corner, guys. We can't wait for it. Now, we've talked about many different products we use on many different videos. Some of those products can be quite expensive, thousands and thousands of dollars, but here's the reality. RVing in general can be expensive, but in this video, we are going to share with you 7 items that we carry on board, and these 7 items we use a lot, and they cost almost nothing. So this is a video of things that we promise you're going to use at some point, and it's not going to break the bank.
Before we start, a lot of our subscribers have been, I can't even talk now because it's so cold, but our subscribers have been telling us that they have been finding that they're unsubscribed. So before we start, just quickly check if you want to be subscribed, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell.
And we did a whole video talking about that. We'll link it above. So for the first one, we use this every single time we go out, if we're on hookups. Otherwise, we're not using them, but very essential. Now, guys, right here, so you can...
Sorry for the wind.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You have your freshwater connection, you have your black tank flush connection, and what these are 90-degree brass elbows. We've had these since we bought our motorhome 6 years ago. Why do you get this? Well, normally the hose would just kind of go right into here. Even though it's the wrong side, it would go this way, causing a lot of stress, sometimes leaking in this area. With these 90-degree elbows, these are never gonna corrode or break down. You can just connect, as you see right here. Right now, we're running the water, and you can see it's leak-free. 2 of these elbows, it's gonna cost you about 13 bucks on Amazon. We'll put the link down below, and throughout this video, we'll put the links to our Amazon store down below for all the items. The next one's gonna be right at the water connection here. This is a Inline water filter. This one, particular one, is the Camco Taste Pure. It's actually been improved for 2024. We choose the Camco for a couple of reasons. It's a 6-stage filter. It gets rid of odor, bacteria, sediment, as well as lead, so you have safe drinking water when you're inside your RV. A lot of times the smell. We go to some campgrounds, and even though it's potable water, depending on where you're at, it sometimes it has a strange smell to it. Yeah, it's kind of gross. It'll be discolored. So these guys right here, they're super cheap. This is like 18 bucks. You swap them out every 3 months or so. They're light, very easy to use, and something we always use and we always keep on board.
This next item we use every single trip, many times during each trip. And that is going to be, actually, before I say that, this is also going to save your marriage too. And when we see people not using these, I can't believe they don't use them. How do they do that?
It might actually save you a lot of money at the body shop also.
That too, and that is TwoWay radios. Now, the ones that we have, these are Midlands. We're talking about very inexpensive items. These are $50, but you don't have to get these. You can get ones that are $15 on Amazon. So it doesn't have to be expensive. These are great. You can hook them right onto your belt or your stick them in your pocket, whatever. They're super small. The good thing about these two guys is that they have the NOAA radio on them. That's why they're a little bit more expensive too. They're very high quality, but with that NOAA radio, you can get alerts if you're somewhere in tornado territory. It will let you know if there are severe weather events that are about to happen, so you can move to safety. These are the best things ever. If you don't use them, we highly recommend you do.
So the next thing, going back to the water system, and the reason why we focus so much is that, water can cause a lot of damage to your RV. It'll come from the roof or from your bays, and a lot of the plumbing inside your RVs is PEX. It's rated to 60 PSI, so it's kind of the recommendation. When you go to different campgrounds, a lot of times we have found that the water pressure varies greatly. So it could vary day by day. So depending on how many RVers are there, you might have water pressure one day that's 30 pounds, and then there's nobody there. One day everybody leaves, and now that shoots up to 60, 70 pounds. You want to make sure you have a steady, regulated pressure going into your RV. So what we recommend and what we use, again, every trip that we have full hookups, is a pressure regulator. Now we have a Camco pressure regulator on here. This is a fancier one. This has actually shows you the gauge. You could adjust it. It's brass. It's all that cool stuff. Those are a little bit more expensive. Those are like 30, 35 bucks. If you don't want to spend that, you want something simple, a Camco RV, just a plastic pressure regulator. This is preset, 40 to 50 pounds. There's no gauge on it, but it's 40 to 50 pounds. And if you lose one of these, no big deal. You can get these guys for about 10 bucks on Amazon.
How many regulators have we gone through?
Well, I like those, and just probably 4 or 5 because I forget
You
them.
like them so much, you want to let everybody else try them.
Well, the thing is with the ones with the gauge, if they get frozen, that gauge craps out. Doesn't mean the regulator won't work. We just want to see the gauge. These are bulletproof. I don't know if you can see this. So yesterday it was like 60 degrees. My mouth is freezing. And today it's like 30 and windy.
Really cold.
Pretty bad. The next one that we don't use every single trip, but we've used enough trips that we carry all different sizes are going to be zip ties. So these are 15-inch heavy-duty zip ties. We have smaller ones. We have them in black. We have them in white. Zip ties are like the universal temporary fix for everything. We have used them many, many times on the RV as well as home. I always, right, when there's a problem, like, hon, get the zip ties. So we're going to zip tie this up together.
So give an example of something that we've used it on the RV. If people are
I'm
wondering
trying to
how
think,
you can
just to
use it.
hold things together, right? There's been a couple times that we've had to like secure something and we zip it up and
Didn't we do that with the mirror or no?
we did.
Right? Yeah, when the mirror
We
came
did with
off,
we did it with the mirror, and we've had some other things. It's a temporary fix,
Right.
guys, but this makes it super easy. A lot of these items that we're showing you, they're not only going to use them all the time, they're going to potentially save you a lot of money in other issues that could arise, which moves on to the next one is going to be right here, guys. And you're going to be like, oh, well, this is just a key. You know what this is? This is a spare key. It's a spare key to a door to get into the RV. And why do we carry a spare key now and we keep it on the body of the RV in a magnetic lock box? It's because we've locked ourselves out before. Now, since we have upgraded to our RV lock, we haven't had that problem, but RV lock is kind of expensive. If you don't have one of those, this here, right, guys, a spare key can cost you a couple of bucks. Magnetic lock box is going to cost you, $5, $6, and it's going to save you a lot of money, time, and headache. If you ever get locked out, a locksmith is $150, $200, plus you're spending a lot of time waiting. Since we've already experienced that, we carry an extra key with us. And the last one, now we've used this multiple times for multiple reasons. One, to save us money at campsites, because it tends to be cheaper when you only have 30 amp. Two, sometimes it's a pinch. You might be able to only get into a campsite. There's only one available that's a 30 amp. Or three, your wife books the wrong place and she thinks it's a 50 amp and it's actually a 30 amp.
50 cent. Yes, I was going to say that. You read my mind.
Right, because I was looking at you. So it's going to be a 50 to 30 amp adapter, okay? And what this does, we have a 50 amp coach, and you can see it's so important we have 2 of them. This is a 30 amp connection right here, so the 50 amp goes into the 30, and you can run your 30. Now, of course, you can't run everything as you would in if you have 50 amp connection. Now, if you have a 30 amp connection, only have a 15, they actually sell a adapter. So if you have 30 amps, you can have 3 prongs. You go 30 to 15 or 20, right? Whatever your standard outlet. So as far as this, the cost of the 50 to 30, it's about 20 bucks. One of these adapters you can get for under $10. I promise you, you will use one of these combinations set up at some point. Carry at least one of these with you on board.
What is it also known as if people?
Dog bone, right? A 50 to 30 amp dog bone, or a 30 to 15 amp dog bone.
Those are 7 of many very inexpensive RV items that we do use every day. Put in the comments below, guys, which ones of those do you use, and let us know others, because there may be some more things that we want to add.
And again, as a reminder, every one of these items will link below our Amazon link. And if you like videos like this, to the left of us, we'll put our RV Newbies playlist, we'll put our RV Essentials playlist, and for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.